Oh man, yeah, those are the weights. Sometimes I come down to look at them.
You're like, damn.
Damn, man, I really used to lift those.
What could have been?
No, I did. Oh yeah, welcome to the Dog Name Podcast. I'm your host Winston Hodges, and we're here with Phil Mike, stand-up comedian, father, husband, magazine editor.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Magazine
That's
editor, Phil.
fifth one on there.
Phil Mike, libertarian. You know, we've got very
yeah.
degenerate gambler, crypto boss.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're hanging out. Phil's a DC comic buddy of mine. Been friends a long time. He's probably one of the only friends that I have that also owns a home. So I figured, we'd bring him on into the house to talk and hang out and just shoot the shit and stuff. And yeah, I've got those the weights. I've got those and I used them pretty extensively for a little bit and then fully quit doing it every time we moved. But now I'm trying to get back into the rhythm because now that I know what my set schedule is, I think I'm gonna start coming down here and lifting weights while watching TV.
Pumping iron down here. Okay.
I used to pump iron while watching zombie movies.
Okay.
I would just put a zombie movie on and literally do I had 8 or 9 different because I do Google the thing about how to do full body workouts with just dumbbells.
Biceps.
Yeah, with just dumbbells, so I wouldn't have to go anywhere and do it. And so I'd just be knocking those out watching.
Does the zombie movie, you feel like it pumps you up? Are you living in
I
it?
think I think zombie movies are really they're engaging, so I almost forget that I'm working out while doing it because it's just you're watching the gore or whatever. And then also if you can't focus on the movie while you're doing if I'm doing something where I really need to be coordinated while doing it, I don't really feel like I miss anything. So it's the perfect type of
that's good.
no rewinding or whatever that and most action movies we would do that. But it was a period of time it was just zombie stuff because there was a zombie TV show, I can't remember what it was, but it was I remember seeing it years and years and years ago, and then they added it to Netflix. But it was basically it was on the set of Big Brother UK, the reality show, and it was just what if zombies were in London while those people were stuck inside the house filming it, Big Brother, and they don't know what's going on. And it was a 8-episode series.
Oh, that's sick.
It was awesome. It was legitimately good. I can't remember the name of it, but it's pretty sick. What about you, Phil? Do you watch horror movies at all? You a zombie guy, or having a small child, you're just watching Disney stuff? And
no, we're doing well. I don't show him too much crazy stuff. We did not yet. I did show him 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Phil, your kid's 3.
Yeah, no, I know. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
He's this. Frankie's not
grasping.
Comprehending.
He is grasping monkeys, and then space. And actually, if you look at it, it's a pretty good for that. But nothing too scary. I early on, we tried to show him a few things. Even Disney movies kind of scare.
Yeah.
Him. But
did you watch 2001: A Space Odyssey, or is that one that's too old for you?
That's 2001.
Yeah, the year, the name.
What year did that come out?
80 something?
Yeah.
No, 69 or something.
82?
It's actually really impressive.
95?
I feel because it's the only dog name clip you've posted is about. I've been getting things about this. People have said this to me. It's not that I don't watch movies. I've never seen movies from before 1989.
Yeah, you think they suck.
No, it's that I do think movies have improved. But I do think that I've
crazy.
seen them all. I've seen all the
Michael
classics.
Jordan
It's such a
versus
dumb
LeBron
take.
debate, where it's they're just playing plumbers. It's it's still a good. They're still good movies. They're well, they had shittier equipment back then.
So
but
do you
it's not
think?
their
All right,
fault.
well, and this is different because it's 90s. But I'm curious. But this is a serious one. Is so the cutoff to you is is 80s stuff. So you do you think that the original Star Wars are better than the current Star Wars?
By current Star Wars, you mean the new ones?
Literally any of the ones that have come out since the original.
I mean, I grew up on episode 1 through 3 because they were coming out while I was a kid.
Yeah, so you think 1 through 3 are better than the original ones?
No, I don't think.
Dude, the fact
You
that
want to talk about it? You want to talk about a clip that we could really get popping on the internet?
Okay,
is you
if
standing
we're gonna
on
get into
business
it-
right now and being like, "Misa say the 1 through 3 is the best movie."
Okay, listen. So
Jar Jar Schwartz.
I believe I've watched all 6 in sequence multiple times.
Yeah. What about 7 through 9?
Those are
The newest
Are
ones.
they even considered 7 through 9? Or are
Yeah,
they like?
because they're the sequels to.
I've seen them
4, 5,
all
and 6.
once, and I've never thought about them.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah, but like that's the examples I think is like the movies have gotten better because I know this 90. My first one goes to I think the first Jurassic Park is still the best Jurassic Park, and that's obviously
That's definitely true. The
Yeah,
new
yeah.
ones are absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
But yeah, so I guess what I'm thinking about movies and stuff getting better. Yeah,
Well,
man.
Phil made an interesting point though. So the LeBron Michael
Yeah,
Jordan
probably not. But
LeBron Michael Jordan comparison.
Yeah.
I always found that very interesting because to me it's like
Yes.
if you say Michael Jordan's the GOAT, it's like, well, you're emphasizing the elements of him being a trendsetter. He was like the first of his kind to that degree,
Yeah.
and in that way, it's more impressive. But in one-on-one, I don't think it's necessarily close. Like I think LeBron's winning that. You know what I mean?
But like LeBron was playing basketball like at an earlier age. His food intake was better.
You heard it here, Jack Schwartz.
But
all
this
right?
isn't
He
about
said,
LeBron
He
and
said
Michael
Star
Jordan.
Wars Episode 1
Yeah, exactly.
is the best Star Wars movie, better than the
It's
originals. And then he also says that one-on-one LeBron would cook Michael
Yeah.
Jordan.
But it's not about
You're
the
about to get
basketball.
said, Joel. Yeah, it's about to be.
I-
The
that's
comments
an
are about to be
example.
ridiculous.
What I'm saying
too.
is that the first Star Wars movies were absolutely iconic. They changed film
Yeah.
forever. And then the new ones, they look better. There's some
I don't think they
slightly
look
less
better.
cheesier stuff.
And I think they're cheesier. I don't think they
The
look
plots
better.
are cheesier.
Yeah.
The
But that's what
acting
I'm
is
saying is
better,
I
but
don't
then it's
necessarily but that's why my take on the old movies and stuff is like I don't necessarily think I think it's just an interesting and it's for sure a minority opinion. Not a lot of people
Mhm.
have that opinion. So it's interesting when you talk to someone
Which
that
opinion? You're talking about the Star Wars thing or just
the
movies?
the
before?
movies before that being because I think the general consensus is movies are worse now than they used to be.
There's
like
way
across the
more
board.
movies, and therefore there's more bad movies.
No, I think it's also
The
there's
good
less.
movies are still really good.
I think there's less good movies now.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that who's right or wrong. I'm saying if you asked most people, they would say older movies are better. There's a higher percentage of them that are better. The acting's better. The scores are better.
Mhm.
The directing's better. The editing's better. They look better. Like I'm telling you, like literally, like I only say this not to be like, oh fuck your opinion, but be like, I don't think you're aware of how opposite your opinion is of
Mhm.
literally everyone else
this
on
is
earth.
And all-
intervention.
Yeah.
And also for like all
And
the
it's
wrong
okay to
reasons.
feel that way. It's okay to feel that way.
And I'm also like a huge movie guy. Like I watch movies.
I
Like,
know.
every day. I watch a movie.
I know that. That's what it's like. It's really
Yeah, because like like what do you consider like a great movie that came out in the last like very
yeah. What's the
recent?
last great movie you saw?
it might take me a second.
Mine was Sheep Detectives.
I mean, I've heard so many good
Sheep
things.
Detectives
to be
is
honest.
awesome, dude.
I
Is
just
that a
saw
comedy?
Obsession, and it was
Or
Yeah, it's like a
really
comedy,
good.
and it's a dude. What'd you say?
I saw Obsession, and it was so good. It was
Yeah.
way better than I even expected it to be. To be honest,
Yeah, I've heard Obsession was great.
it's terrifying.
It seems really scary. I'm not gonna watch it, but I've heard it's really, really
Well,
good.
those guys are
They're-
what's their duo
They're
name?
like comedy dudes.
Curry
but they
Barker.
actually create like really creative stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like their story writing is really, really good.
Similar to how movies used to be made, and I do think the best movies are not the biggest movies. Like Avatar is one of the best movies I've ever seen. All of them. The second, third ones are even worse, right? It's like I think.
Hold
they
on.
Were
Yeah.
isolated for like 21 days. They had
Yeah.
a smaller budget. They
Yeah.
weren't using huge sound stages. They were location scouting for getting things to look right, using minimal lights like they used to do.
Yeah.
And I think they might have even shot it on film.
I don't know. I would be surprised if they shot it on film just because of the movie was done cheaply.
They probably didn't shoot it on film, but they did a good job making it look like that. So in that sense, it's like maybe what I like about new movies is actually how close they are to like what movies used to be, in a weird way. But
I think your logic's all backwards.
Yeah, you just lost.
I
I
also
just
took
don't
an
know
Adderall
how you
before
make that
this.
argument.
This will be the whole episode if we keep going. We
No,
gotta
no,
move
we're not gonna
on.
talk
It'd be
about it. I
like-
just was curious. We've only been talking about it for a
Yeah.
couple of minutes. We haven't been talking about it too long.
But my favorite Star Wars movie, by the way, and it's not even a movie; it's a scene. It's when Obi-Wan.
Where all the
is
lasers
fighting
are in
Darth
the air
Maul.
shooting each other
Yeah.
and everyone's taking
No, it's the
Ritalin.
Darth Maul fight scene, dude. That's
Yeah,
so
Okay,
sick.
Yeah.
that's fair. The
Yeah,
only
that's
good
a fun.
scene.
That's a fun fight scene.
That's
for you, man.
episode 2.
One.
Is it one?
It's
literally-
like the most.
Literally, you think episode one's the best one.
Yeah.
Darth Maul dies in episode
Well,
one.
I also love Natalie Portman,
Yeah,
and I had a huge crush on
Yeah,
her.
we know
'cause
who
I
you
was
love.
Anakin's
Mhm.
age, and Loki
You've-
looked exactly like him.
Yusa loves Jar Jar Binks.
I Jar Jar Binks is fun.
Yeah,
too.
you see, that's the thing is
Long
like when you're a kid,
rotation.
I thought Jar Jar was sick when I was a child. I did, but people because I saw those. I was obviously I was a kid too when those came out. I did think they were rad as shit when I was watching it, and then I would hear adults getting mad about it. And
Right.
it was just like, this is crazy.
Well,
man.
they are good. I don't think they're.
I'm
as-
like, Yoda's jumping around.
the first ones I think were like they were like a novel. They were
Yeah.
like Lion King level plot. If that that's
Yeah,
a
I mean, they're
weird
just
reference.
also. I mean, the original movies I think are better movies across the board. But I remember thinking Episode 1 was like so sick when it came out, and then I remember being in a theater watching it as a kid next to like a adult, like a 20-something-year-old, 30-something-year like actual Star Wars nerd that had been waiting his whole life for this to come out, and hearing him. I have like distinct memories of hearing him react to like when Yoda's jumping around and doing stuff, and the guy's just like, they strapped a rocket to his ass and made Yoda and made Yoda flying around. He's like, what the hell is this shit? I did a crazy a crazy movie memory I have is in the second Transformers movie. That's not Dark Side of the Moon. I can't remember what it was. The one where the two racist cars are in it.
Oh yeah, they're black.
Yeah, the two black cars or whatever. I remember being in the theater and like joking around in the theater, and I was like talking to my buddy, and it was like opening weekend, and I was like, yeah, I said it's crazy. Optimus Prime dies in this one, just as a joke, and then halfway through the movie he dies, and then people behind me were like, what the fuck?
Phil, I want to ask you this. I want to expose this, but Phil, if you know what? I don't know if it's below rotation or it's like, okay, if you guys were bringing a feature and a host on the road because you were headlining, which Star Wars characters would you bring?
Jar Jar.
Like
He's
the
hosting.
host.
He's
Yeah.
hosting. Jar
He's
Jar
definitely
Binks.
host.
Yeah.
Uh,
I used to do for a living?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know that guy. I'm pretty
What's
sure.
I used to do for a living?
I think.
Misa killing up here.
Yeah. Like
He's
10
like,
bucks.
he's humping the stool, fucking dabbing sweat off his fucking head.
Tongue flying
Yeah.
around.
1 minute from Jar Jar Binks, and he comes out on Kill
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And here's a little joke book, Jar Jar.
He would be a star on Kill
He would be
Tony.
out
He'd
there.
be a golden ticket winner for sure.
It'd be so funny, dude. Misa thinks there's too many trans people.
Yeah.
He
Like,
kept
oh.
putting- Yeah, it's like, okay. Misa gets it. You gay.
Yeah. I think I think Jar Jar would be the host. If
Yes.
I would also, I don't know, maybe Ewing McGregor's Obi-Wan. Actually, yeah, maybe just the old, like the newer ones,
I'll
just because
do.
like they're just kind of like, no. Well, I think him because he's just like consistent. Like, you know, I know what's gonna happen. You know, and it's like, yeah, he's like good. He elevates it. You have like
I
the
probably
clown.
have a Princess Leia feature.
Oh, what a
A
good
Leia
choice.
feature. Come in there.
You,
Gotta put
Yeah.
them on, man. Gotta put them. No, I think she'd go up there. She'd kill. She's also like, you know, she's a princess, so she's a nepo baby, so she doesn't care about the feature pay.
Yeah,
Even
yeah, true.
even
Yeah.
a little.
True.
She's one of those comic, because I've been getting a lot of those. I've gotten a lot of DMs from comics that want to work with me, and I don't know them, and like some of them never done it, and then some of the people, their big selling point is like it's like you don't even have to pay me, I'll do whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna not
I,
pay you. I'm just gonna, but I am gonna pick people that I like to work with. I've got a lot of. It is great. That's the thing that I was not really prepared for, was a number of DMs and messages I was gonna get about people wanting to host or feature or whatever. And I get a lot of it is just like, oh, you want to work at the club. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's not like people doing, but it is a thing that's like, you know, I've responded.
also
I've responded
seem
to all the
nice.
ones that I've seen.
Like, not every headliner is like, some of them are very intimidating.
Yeah.
You're just now kind of popping off, so
Yeah.
you're not like crazy.
Yeah.
And people probably assume you're a chill hang and stuff. So I
Yeah,
think
I've
that
gotten a
that's-
lot of,
yeah.
but it's all, a lot of messages are nice. I've gotten, there's so many DMs that I haven't even like seen. Like, it's just too many. But
Mhm.
like all the ones I've seen, I've tried to respond to about like, hey, this is.
Have you let anybody? Like, are you accepting anything?
So what I've told is like, because I'm doing so many one-nighters, I just want to. My goal is I want to take people. I'm fine with local hosts or whatever, but I do want to get to a point where I'm taking a feature every time that I do it. But it's a mix of some of the clubs. It doesn't make financial sense for me to bring a feature because the feature would be paying for a flight, they'd be paying for a hotel room, and then a club would pay them between $75 and $100. Like, it would really only make sense if I was selling out shows and doing like long weekends, or the feature had merch that they knew would sell really good, to where, because that's what I would do, is I would go open for someone, lose a little money on the travel, in the show, and then just like sell a shitload of merch,
Mhm.
and then worked on the connection thing. But I'm able to do two things, which is like some clubs I can't. I'm some clubs I can take whoever. I'm trying to do that on some of the East Coast ones. Some clubs are, because it doesn't make sense to take people, are like, hey, we'll just supply openers or whatever. And then the third one is not only are they supplying openers, but I can send them what type of openers that I want, and then they send me videos and tapes of people. So like when we were in Nashville, I got to work with two cool comics, but it was because I requested comedy, like what I wanted, and then they sent me the two tapes, and they were great. And I was like, yeah, have them on here. And then Atlanta was my buddy asked to feature, and he lived there, and so I gave him a spot. And then the host was just fit what I was asking for, and then my buddy dropped by and let him do a guest spot and stuff. So, but it's a mix of finding out. I mean, like like what I've told people is, you're better off like asking the club if you can work with me. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like tell the club you really want to work with me.
Yeah, but club don't always respond to the.
Yeah, but I told him, like I said, if you have a relationship with the club, because a lot of these people, if you don't have a relationship with the club, I can't really help you out. But if it's someone you have a relationship with the club and you kind of just want to be on the show, send them a message, say you want to work with them, tell them how much you like my comedy, and then like, send them a tape. And
it's also growing pains as a comic to like Phil, do you reach out to comics, or did you used to?
Yeah, I would reach out to the booker and the comic just to see, because like if the booker doesn't know, like because they might not check or something like that, it might like ring a bell, or you just get two things, or you just start a group chat with the club and the thing and just watch fucking your career implode in front of you by just being like that. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Can we pause real quick? I have to pee so bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. I'll be right back. Yeah, so sorry I had to pee really bad. But we're talking about like I never asked the comic in all the years that I was doing it. I almost always went through the club unless I had a personal relationship with the comic. Because I know some clubs it's like, that the headliner's not going to bring someone because they're doing a one-nighter or whatever. And if you know them, you're just like, hey, do you need a feature for this? And they're like, oh, great, we'll tell the club for them or whatever. And just like, and then I would like at the Loft, like I'm buddies with Derek Stroop, and he said he wanted me to feature for him. So I just messaged the Loft and was like, hey, just want to let you know you can check. Because what happens is you ask the club and you're like, hey, just want to let you know I was talking to Derek Stroop. I think he wants me to feature for him here. And then they follow up with Derek's management. Like they message them like, hey, just want to confirm that this is the person that you have on the show. But I used to always just ask the club like, hey, I saw so-and-so's coming to town. Like I would keep my eye on the schedule, like because they're always adding dates on the schedule. So I would like wake up I would at least check like once or twice a week the Richmond Funny Bone thing, all the way up to whatever their latest show that they had. And if there was someone I really wanted to host for, I would message them, be like, hey, like I saw so-and-so's coming to town. I would love to work with them, whatever, type of thing you have. And just going through that way. But yeah, I mean, people have been, shooting their shot like crazy.
It's just tough when you're starting out though, and you haven't worked your way up to the featuring level with the club.
Yeah.
Maybe you're funny enough too, but you're just not in there yet.
Yeah.
And then you want to reach out to the comic because the club isn't really gonna answer. The comics often don't answer.
Well, if you don't know the comic, I mean, I think that's like kind of insane. Like
that's what I would never ask.
Like yeah, what I mean like reach out to both is like if you've worked with them or whatever, because the comic is busy, you assume, and then the club isn't. But yeah, I mean, obviously being as specific as possible too to make it as easy for the booker to book you. So they're like, listen, I everybody wants to do it. This person wants to do this specific one.
And it's also tough, man, because it's like I used to not understand when the headliner would make a decision like, oh, you're not a good fit for the show type of thing. Because I used to be the high mindset of like, oh, I go up and I kill. And why wouldn't you not just want someone to kill to be on the show? And then I realized like, oh, you have a better chance of getting to feature for someone if you're not similar to them at all. Like almost like, so instead of like, like when I started out, I was reaching out for comics that like, not that there are any that I'm like, oh, we're doing the same thing. But people were just like, our audiences might be the same. Or like, like I would reach out about like, oh, I'm a Southern guy. This is a Southern person. Even though we talk about different stuff. Or like, oh, I'm a little political. They're a little political. Whereas like, I don't think they necessarily, I know that I don't really want people on the show that are like doing the same shit that I'm doing. So I think like, just as like a bit of advice, if you're like a newer comic and there's someone coming through that you want to work with, it's just like your best chance is to pick someone that is really different to what you're doing.
The next black female headliner.
Yeah, dude. Women, yeah, and I do think shows are just better when there's like a it's more diverse because there's just something for everybody, man. Because I've noticed that, I mean, I've always liked using either female features or like male features that are just like, you know, my really good friend. I do like to rotate it out, but like for the 2 shows I've done on the tour already, from the Kevin Hart thing, like I've gotten like a lot more female fans than I thought. Like, because like I used to check like my Instagram analytics, you could check to see what, you know, your followers were male versus female. And before Kevin Hart, I had like 38K, and it was like 72% men, 28% women. That's kind of what the mix was. And now that I'm up to 90 something, it's like 60-40 man woman. So it's like I don't know if it was because it was like a reality show or what, or I just got seen by more, you know, women or whatever. But I've like noticed that like having the female openers has really been awesome because it's like there's something for literally like everybody at the show.
And your material, you're not stepping on each other.
Yeah, not stepping on each other's toes. Like I never have to be like, oh, what is this person? Because my thing's like, if a woman has a trans joke or a woman has a political joke, there's literally no universe where we're going to be taking it. It's the same angle. But then there's other people.
The first show that had a female feature and headliner, we'll excuse names.
Yeah.
And the jokes were all very different, and it was a great show. Everyone did really well, but like
He's leaving out the names because the features his soon-to-be wife.
they were ones from reality, so like, and I think they were both aware of it too. It's like the topics were very similar.
Yeah.
A lot of crossover in topics.
Yeah.
Completely different jokes. And it didn't really cause any problems there, but it was like, oh, you know, I understand that could be maybe a little odd.
Yeah, I think it's just because a lot of things audiences or other comics don't think about is like, you can have topics burned before you get on stage, man. Like, there's been times where like it's so annoying. It's like literally one of my least favorite things in comedy, where I have a joke I really want to work on, and it's about a specific topic or whatever, and then 2 or 3 comics in front of me are also talking about that that topic, and they're doing the worst jokes you've ever heard. And then it's like, but then I go up, and it doesn't matter that mine's good. They're just like, oh wow, the 4th guy in a row that's talking about X. And so I don't know. I also think it's good. I think that's another reason it's good to bring features, even if you're not bringing like even when I bring like if I bring Phil to open or like you or like some other like dudes like that, it's like we don't talk about the same stuff, and it's like, and it's a lot easier for me to be like, all right, well, if they're supplying features and like they supply like a dude and I don't know them, if I don't know their act, like they could burn a lot of the same topics as me. Whereas like, you know, if they supply a feature that's a woman, they're not going to burn the same topics. It's like, it's just a peace of mind thing about like, because I just never understood why, oh, it's not a good fit. And now I'm just like, man, like you really want the whole show to be good. Like you want your show to be good. You want it to make sense for your audience and who's coming to pay money to see you. And I'd never really thought about it in that way until I'm doing it, and I'm like, man, it really is like nice when it's like a good, everybody kind of matches up and everything works out. Because when I was in Nashville, people came up and they were like, oh man, your feature and hosts were amazing, and I'm like, they're local, check them out, support them, they're killer, man.
Yeah, and if their energies are like complementary too, where like, you know, you can see like a lower energy or a higher energy, or even like, yeah, like they're covering certain topics, but then once they're done, your mind is sort of ready to like take it to the next comic. To, you know, if you have variety, I mean, like you see it in just showcases and like all sorts of different shows. You know, you have like a lower energy followed by a higher energy, followed by, you know, man, woman, whatever.
Yeah, well, my management team, they're like they're amazing, and so I've told them, I was like, I want male or female host, it doesn't matter, just no crowd work. I don't really want a ton of crowd work before I get up. And then feature act is, I'm just like, I want the smartest, funniest woman in town. That's what I want. Whoever is the smartest, funniest woman in town, that's who I want. So if you want to work with me, your best bet is to message the club. Especially if you're a woman, like if you message the club, say you like me, say you want to work with me, and just kind of throw your hat in the ring, because there's a good chance that my management team is going to look at the tapes that get submitted to them. And, you know, there's an opportunity to do that if you want to work with me. Because outside of that, it's like, I don't know, man. I can't just be, I don't know. I can't be like, could you put this person on? Because I'm also trying my first time headlining not be a difficult headliner.
Yeah, I've heard that from other like first time headliners.
And I already feel kind of difficult being like, that has to be a woman.
I think that's super common though.
Yeah, but it is, but like no matter what I say, it feels like I'm being difficult. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm trying to not give them anything, and I'm like, part of me is like, maybe I should just let them pick whoever they want, and then I'm also just like, nah, because at the end of the day, as long as the show's good, they really don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're selling tickets, then even if they're annoyed.
And we're selling a few. We're not. Some cities are doing better than others. I'm excited to see. I'm nervous.
Do you feel like different parts of the country like you more or than other places?
Yeah, it's been really interesting, man. I don't know. Like, obviously DC and Richmond are selling like crazy, but also it's like I think Ohio's gonna sell really good. Like Philly, I'm doing like a huge room, but like we're like 4 or 5 weeks out, and I've already sold like 80 something tickets there. So I think I'll hit like 150 or 160 in Philly, which will be kind of great. Tempe, Arizona, we're at like 70 tickets, and that's in like 2 weeks. I'd love to get to like 110, 120. Like, that's the thing, is like I'm trying to in these big rooms hit 100 something on an off night, one nighter, because my brain is like, man, if I can sell one something on a Wednesday or one something on a Thursday or a Sunday, that's great for a club. And then on the small rooms, I'm trying to get as close to selling out as possible in the small rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but we'll see. I've got a few weekends coming up where I'm doing like 5 shows, and we'll see how those kind of go. But we're trying to run ads. I'm trying to do all the stuff, but it's hard, man. Because I don't know what to do. I don't know what the next step is. But man, I can't believe that you think Jar Jar Binks is the best Star Wars character, Jack.
Yeah, Jack. And then you also the whole like they're like the way they're making movies today is exactly like how they did it 50 years ago when I thought they were dog shit. Yeah, it's like yeah, man.
But I really do think it's the acting.
That's
it's
crazy.
I think, but there's something though. It's like fundamental to the way people acted before. I feel like it was much more like, I mean, like maybe sure, but like the writing is better. I feel like, and it's much more like symbolic in a way. So you kind of.
So when you think it's bad acting, do you think it's just because they just don't sound the way people sound now? Like it just doesn't sound natural, like the conversation stuff.
That could be part of it, but I've made the comparison to like the NFL. It's like watching the NFL, 80 years ago. It's such a different sport because like everything just elevates, and I think acting has elevated. But that being said, it's like because everything's oversaturated, there's more bad actors now, more bad movies than there was then.
Yeah. I know. I always hate it because it's just like, is Marie Curie not as good of a scientist because she didn't have like a laser to point photons at shit? It's like, no, she like I mean. She still was like innovative and whatever. I mean, I don't really know what she did exactly other than like died of radiation poison. So she was like an actress. No, she was a scientist. But it's just like, yeah, I don't know. But whatever.
Phil, you've been gambling on stuff lately?
Yeah. Baseball I'm pretty in on.
Phil's like a degenerate gambler. So Phil's maybe not degenerate, because degenerate means
I'm generate.
Yeah,
I'm
you're not.
money.
Yeah, you're not losing your house and you're ruining whatever. But it's like you're gambling every day.
I do like placing baseball bets based on like.
When was the last day you didn't gamble on anything, where you didn't do a single thing on DraftKings? Do you think you've ever not done at least one small thing?
It's I did place like 10 bets on the World Cup just to see what would happen. But these are like, they range from like $5 or whatever. Like that's the thing. Like I can't lose. If I have to start,
World Cup rocks.
If I have to start going into my bank account and Emily, my wife, starts seeing like, money being sent to DraftKings, she'll probably notice and she'll be like, why is that happening?
Not a good look.
Yeah. So,
They should, stuff like that when you're spending money that your spouse or whatever will get mad about is like a really good company would just change the official name of the company so that it's getting charged like, instead of DraftKings, it's just like, oh, babe, you spent $300 on I Love My Wife.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
.com. That's crazy.
The wife.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Of you
What
biz.
is the product? I don't understand.
Oh, honey, you don't. Hey, your wife sees ILoveMyWife.com. They're not asking about the product.
No.
The
Yeah.
sex places that sell sex toys or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a discreet package.
Yeah, it's so funny because I say this, but I also feel like if you're ordering shit that you're not comfortable, people knowing what you're getting, is like you probably should not be ordering that, dog. Yeah. Like, I found out that there's a sex toy that's my name. It's called a Winston's tongue.
Okay. I thought you were going to call it the Hodges.
Look it up. No, it's called the Winston's tongue. And if you look up Winston's tongue sex toy, it's like it's a dragon's mouth with a dragon tongue. It's literally one of the grossest things I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
It's horrifying. I'm gonna pull it up for Philip. Winston's tongue sex toy.
Brother. Dude, that
Yeah.
thing looks huge.
It's
And it looks swollen.
it's literally,
It's like a power.
Yeah. That goes in your body.
I guess
Around
I don't know. But it's on baddragon.com, but it's just so funny because I was just like trying to find, I was trying to stretch out the dog name joke, and I was like, what are other like Winston things that I can find? There's a pair of glasses called the Winston frames, and they just like circle you like a fucking owl, like they're just like real circle ones, and they kind of suck. And then, but then Winston's tongue, and it's just literally it's a dragon's mouth that looks like one of those like hand puppets that you could put the things in and just move like a dinosaur mouth open, and then a long
It does look like a
forked dragon.
It's got like a
dragon's tongue.
Gene Simmons tongue.
Yeah, it is
somehow.
like yeah, the Winston's tongue. So check it out. Go to buy it and use promo code.
Winston
Dog
glasses
Name Podcast.
aren't that bad. They're not very.
I think they
different
look
than
like
your current.
shit.
They just don't have. They just have the divot above the nose. They
Yeah,
don't have the
hold
big
on, Winston
bridge.
frames. Hold on, I think we're looking at different glasses then, because I think that they're like, well, so this is. Oh, I'm sorry, those Winstons are good. I'm talking about the Winston Noir, Noir. I think these suck.
Oh, yeah. Those.
These are the ones that I saw. The Winston Noir. They're
Look
so
good on-
lame, dude. They're so lame. Just like the little circles. You're like a little owl, little bitch.
Did you know there's a musician named Winston Hodges Jr.?
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
Shut
I
the
swear
hell
to
up.
God, I was actually on
the
my
fuck
way
up.
here, and I was like, I was just looking
Winston
at old pods, and I
Hodges.
accidentally put it in Apple Music, and
Junior
you came up in
music.
Apple Music as Winston Hodges Jr. I
That's
think there's
crazy.
like a Juneteenth song that you wrote.
That's crazy. It's Winston Hodges Jr. is a musical artist primarily recognized for his EP "Close to You" Juneteenth 2020. Well, he's not a white fella.
Yeah.
Also note, if you were looking for Winston Hodges, the stand-up comedian who tours nationwide and has been featured on Netflix's Funny AF, you can check out his work on the Winston Hodges official website or the Winston Hodges Instagram profile. Oh, take that, Winston Hodges Jr.
Yeah. People are redirecting
That's
them.
crazy, dude. Winston Hodges Jr.
Yeah, I
That's-
wrote that last part in there just when I was driving here.
What's
But
it called?
yeah,
Winston Hodges Jr. on Spotify. Let's check it out. Let's see if he's got anything. Give the boy a little shout out.
I think it is just one song he has, and it's like a Juneteenth. Yeah. I feel like I'm listening to Winston Hodges.
It is me.
We should have Winston Hodges Jr. make the intro song for this podcast.
We should do that. He seems like a cool guy.
I mean, honestly, the first 10 seconds of that song, actually, this sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
pretty fun. That's pretty sick. Oh, turns out every Winston Hodges is talented. So, both of them. Both of the Winston
Yeah,
Hodges are great, dude. Winston Hodges Jr., man. Yeah, this is a weird episode, but it's fun. It's loose. We're having fun. We're talking, Phil, gambling. What would you not gamble on, Phil? Do you have like a set thing you wouldn't
No.
gamble on?
I think MMA, I don't know anything about. I've been burned a few times by guys being like, oh, he's going to kick his ass. And then, like, I put money on that, and then nothing happens. I think the more obscure the fight thing, the more of an advantage because, like, no one's betting on it. So
Do you
can-
like MMA at all?
Not really. Not really. I mean,
You getting into Kalshi at all?
yeah, I watched, like, the State of the Union.
You
and
know,
I'm
like Polymarket and Kalshi, and that's
a little bit.
That
a little
sucks, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, it's like $3 at a time, nothing much. But
Yeah, I think
it runs
that
its
shit's
course.
evil. I do. I'm.
Kalshi's weird.
Yeah, I'm like moving into the realm of like I think gambling should be illegal.
I could see that.
That's kind of like the move that I'm making right now. Is gambling should be illegal. I have like a couple other things, man. It's I've gotten a lot of shit where I've been getting some shit online where like I posted the joke where I jokingly say weed's too legal and people are losing their fucking minds on YouTube, man. People are like it's like it's not legal everywhere, man. There's people getting locked up for it. And I was like, that's so not the point of the joke. That it's like insane. It is weird, man. That they when people take a setup so literally that they're like it takes them out of the joke. Like that joke for me where I'm saying weed's too legal, man. I liked when it was illegal. I don't actually believe that, but that's what you have to say to set up this is the negatives of it being
And
legal.
is this a joke about what it was like buying weed before it was legal?
No, it's just a joke about literally the whole joke is like I did it on the Kevin Hart thing, but it's like weed is too legal because now there's Republicans getting high. Like it's legal, so now there's not cool people getting high, and it's a joke about how like everything coming out of the White House feels like a group of Republicans got high for the first time because they're just smoking weed and they're just like, I think I'm gonna put my face on the $250 bill. You know what I mean? Like everything sounds like a high idea, but I have to do the setup of like I miss when it was illegal, man, because when it was illegal, it was just cool people getting high, and there's people in there being like, there's people getting locked up and raped in prison because of weed right now. And it's like, oh, calm down.
It's as
bro.
if like you know how the algorithm feeds you things that you've been talking about. It's as if they were just talking about weed laws and people getting locked up for long periods of time, and then your video pops up.
And my video pops up, and it's just me being like, I think we should more people should get ready for it. Yeah, it's so funny, man. The stuff that sets people off, I think, is crazy. I had a guy that he I don't know, tweet's not the right word because I'm not on Twitter, Threads or whatever. He was threading at me, and he or posted at me, and he was just like, you gotta quit making jokes about school shootings. You have to stop because of my teachers having guns joke. He took that as he's like, there's nothing ever funny about school shooting.
Problem with school shootings, though, it's all the jokes.
It's all the jokes about it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, literally, I agree.
There just needs to be better content regarding that.
And they're just like, it's so cringe, man. It's like, shut up. Those jokes kill. Like that's what's so frustrating is it's just like they like audience people or like trolls or whatever think that they could just be like, oh, this is a cringe joke, you shouldn't do it. And it's like, it is actively killing in the video that you're hearing. And it works every time I do it.
It's like pretty unstoppable.
I don't know what to tell you. It's like because I have jokes. I for sure have jokes that would not be up everybody's alley, and I could fully understand you being like, "This is probably in poor taste. You shouldn't do it." But most of them, like, come on,
and it's
brother.
far more interesting to say something that actually is like that. Or,
What have you ever upset anybody with, Phil? Have you ever had anything where you've had anyone come up to you afterwards?
They're like, wow, you're too married, dude. Relax.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. What's up with these kids you got? Really offending the people without kids all of a sudden. No, I mean not entirely. I mean every once in a while, maybe like the Indian thing, like in a blue moon or something, because like I look Indian, but I'm not. That's like I probably should have started with
we
that.
didn't say you're Greek, so everybody is looking at like,
I did just say. Well, yeah, I also forget sometimes that you're not actually Indian because we all say it so often.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate it because I forget that I look Indian. So, like, I need to be reminded. So, because I'm just like, this is what Greek people look like. And they're like, this is not what any Greek person looks like. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm like the dark. Yeah,
I'm just curious, man, because I just feel like, because it's, for me, it is never a joke that I've said. I've never had someone come up to me mad about a joke and I've been like, oh, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? But I have told jokes like that. I have tried new stuff at an open mic, and I've been like, oh, yeah. Actually, no. I take it back. There for sure was one time where someone like came up like during the show was like getting viscerally angry about what I was saying, and they were like threatening to fight me, and I was like, this is an open mic, this ain't worth it, and I just closed my set. And they talked to me afterwards about why the joke wasn't funny, and I defended it to them. But now looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, even though I feel like I had the right to tell that joke, I for sure understand why people got. I did a joke about sudden infant death syndrome, like the first, like the first year I did. It was like the first year I did comedy, and my take on it was, I feel like the name sudden infant death syndrome is really offensive to like because it implies that not all infant death is sudden.
Holy shit. That's pretty good.
It's like I was like you know what I mean? Like it's like just it is sudden no matter what it is.
To like a slow agonizing.
Yeah, slow agonizing. Yeah. No, because it's just because SIDS is a specific type of infant death, but it's like if a baby died of a heart attack, that's still sudden infant, even though it's not like the name. And then I think I went on just being like, if you don't think all, this is.
They were kind of right. I mean,
no, they are right. It's a joke that look, this is like the first year I was doing comedy, and I had a period where I was like, I'm gonna try to write dark jokes because everybody really liked Jesselnick, and I didn't love him at the time, and I was in the mode of I was like, I can do that, and it's really hard. He's amazing. I love Jesselnick now, but like I wrote a few dark jokes, and this was one of the ones I wrote, and it was like that was the opening thing, and I think the other comparisons I made is I'm like, yeah, it's like there's no. You're not like no one goes up and just like, oh yeah, we got to go see our baby on their death crib. I was like, you don't have to do that. And I think the part that really set this guy over the edge is I said, let's just be real for a minute. It's like all infant death is sudden because it's like that's why all baby caskets are made to order.
Holy shit.
Which is like not a thing you should say into a microphone at an open mic at any point. And now if I were to do that joke, I think there's a way to change it to where it's not as harsh and crazy or whatever. But like literally someone was like, don't talk about this, man. And I was like, you know, I think you're right, man.
For a first year joke though, that's pretty sharp, you know? Like that's a pretty great twist, you
it's
know?
just stupid, man.
And like
The premise itself is maybe a little.
It's just too much. I
Right.
shouldn't have been talking about that my first year in. But it was like, yeah.
at least that's like a legitimate like dark thing. I do like no one's ever but like every once in a while I remember like especially like last year, I think it was after all the assassination attempts, I'd be like, the reason everyone in DC singles because they're too busy trying to kill the president. And
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's
and
a pretty funny
I
joke.
remember like, yeah, I gotta bring it back because I think things have like chilled out a little bit. But I remember that and saying like talking about like, oh, people trying to be alpha, and there was like people were like, oh, alpha is like this like this far right ideology. It's like no, I mean, I guess it's been co-opted by like some of these guys.
Yeah, but it's also like I've always found the stuff that upsets the people most of our mind is stuff that like it just doesn't really fit what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about your wife and your kids in your house, and then you joke about people killing the president. I can see people be like, oh, I didn't really know that Phil Mike had this edge to him.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of learned too because like one of the advantages of having
Misa think you go too far.
yeah.
Dude, woke Jar Jar Binks coming up and being like,
Yeah.
Misa thinks you don't have right to say that.
Yeah, that'd be ultimately disappointing if he starts saying that shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
man.
you suck, man. No one likes you.
Somewhere in the city, I saw a billboard with Trump on it, and it said "Make America Safe Again."
Yeah.
The acronym is literally MASA.
Yeah, right?
And I haven't heard anybody talk about this yet.
That's really funny.
Is that not like how
That's
is
crazy.
that not top of the mind?
Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah. Well, he's already
Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Didn't
so
know that.
funny. Yeah, I only did this once because I do think I riffed this the other day, and I don't know if I should do it as a regular joke. It worked in the moment, but it was like this feels like a little because my thing is like I can get up pretty close to the edge politically and I can get away with a lot. But I'd said something the other day that I was like, I don't think I'd get away with it anywhere other than DC. But I went up and was just like, I was talking about Charlie Kirk or whatever, and I was like, the crazy thing about the Charlie Kirk thing was like, it taught me that like losers can be assassinated.
Oh my God.
Like every time I'd heard the word assassinate, it was always like the leader of a country or like a person we're all
Yeah.
sad about. And it's like, oh no, it's just any time anyone's
Even like a villain,
yeah,
still
get
not
a-
a loser.
yeah,
Though,
yeah, still a fucking
terrible
loser.
person.
It's
He's
a
not loser.
podcast.
But it crushed when
yeah.
I called him a loser.
Yeah.
But I said it and I was like, I can't recreate that.
Charlie Kirk thing is tough too because never mind.
Well, I've talked about it because I had like a bunch of Charlie stuff for like a minute, and that was another thing people would get pretty mad about. But like all of my Charlie stuff, like that's probably the meanest thing I've ever riffed about it. Because all my other Charlie stuff, I was saying I don't think anyone should be killed for what they believe in. Like,
Right.
because I really don't
That
like.
is strongly how I feel.
Yeah, like I actively don't think anyone like I do think it's bad he was assassinated, but then I'll do jokes about like and I'll do a joke like my big joke about it that went really viral was like about his wife celebrating and like how it's just like I was like they're like tell me you can't make jokes about it and I was like oh how about this I'll quit making jokes when she quits hitting the Dougie, you know what I mean, like maybe I think that's the fair trade-off that you would because it's like they say there's no wrong way to grieve. I was like there's one.
Yeah.
and it's her jumping a monster truck over the casket at the funeral. It's like oh my god, it's a literal gravedigger.
Yeah.
But then I would go on and do other stuff. But it's so weird because it's like I'll talk about this on stage, but this is like a real point is it's like I feel like the two groups that are saying you can't make jokes about it are all people older and younger than us. It's
Yeah.
almost never a millennial that's like, hey, you can't say this stuff. It's almost always boomers or like really young, like people being like this type of stuff. And I think that's so, and I'm just like, it's like, but my whole point was just like, are we the only generation that ever like, I feel like as a kid, my entire life, I've been making fucked up jokes. Like from 9/11 to now, like I remember making 9/11 jokes like pretty, like I said on stage, like I was making 9/11 jokes on 9/12. Like I felt like I just
Right.
remember we were all joking and making fucked up jokes about everything, and I'm like, are they not doing that? I know the boomers don't really do it.
We were also like pre-internet.
Yeah,
But when we discovered the internet, we were like preteens and teenagers were like it was all like E-Bombs World and like
Yeah,
silly
dude.
shit on there. So it,
I
like
still
fit
go to
your
E-Bombs World.
personality. Yeah.
It's
What's
still,
on there?
It's still up, dude.
Just
E-Bomb World
forums?
it's so funny because it's a mix. it's still like crazy videos, and then there's also just like it's like 20 tweets that we thought were crazy.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to ebombsworldbreak.com,
Like Newgrounds.
Funny Junk, Newgrounds.
Newgrounds was the one with a bunch of games.
Yeah, a lot of like
Newgrounds
flash
had
games.
and then also had a lot of porn. on
Yeah,
it.
like a lot of like late night
like-
games you could play.
Yeah, late night games.
Yeah.
They would
You
always
like-
be. They would have dress up games where it's like you're
Yeah.
just dressing up in a
You could design your girlfriend kind of thing, you know. Those are late night. But that's the thing. There was like something that like matched the adolescence of that time. But like a lot of kids who get introduced to the internet now, it's like they're too affected by it. And then older people, they never had the internet, so now they're getting like hit by it for the first time, and they're just watching shit. And young people are watching shit. I think the best content on the internet was when we were coming up.
Yeah, it was great, dude.
That's like when virality was actually
Yeah.
like universal and like fun.
Yeah, man. Andy Milonakis getting famous off of the Super Bowl is gay.
Yeah. You know?
Well, I just I just don't know, man. I loved Happy Tree Friends. There's so much like crazy shit.
Happy
Right.
Tree Friends was my shit.
Yeah, but there was like all that style of comedy that was like all. I think here's the difference. All of our internet comedy was offensive. Like the stuff that was made for us, all the stuff that was the funniest, is the most offensive shit of all. Because this is pre-YouTube.
Right.
Like Newgrounds is pre-YouTube, but it's very much just like, and it's like, this is crazy. Everything's made in Flash. It was all made by people in their 20s that were like no jobs and just
Right.
like kind of ridiculous. But yeah, dude, I one of the things on Newgrounds I always remember is there was this one video that was like really popular. Did you ever know the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny?
I recognize the name for sure. I don't
Yeah.
remember what it is.
It's just like it's the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny, and it's doing stuff like Godzilla fought Optimus Prime, and they're doing like all this stuff. So there was a Newgrounds one that was an adult one, and it was the ultimate orgy of homosexuality. And I, to this day, think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It is. I think it's pretty hard to find. It is that entire song. They do a cover of it. And literally the whole song is about all these famous pop culture people, gay people having sex with each other and coming all over each other. And then the Newgrounds video was like all of their dicks around, they're all coming on each other. And it's like Optimus Prime 69 with it's like really funny. And if anyone takes anything away from this, it is try to find the ultimate orgy of homosexuality. I think it's like the funniest. I do think it's like the funniest thing. That and the I used to love End of Z World. That was like
Oh
the two
yeah,
big
yeah,
ones.
like 55 and
50,
like
55.
things were just like created for creativity's sake. Now it's like no one's entertained by that.
Created for
you know?
creativity's sake.
Yeah,
It was,
That's
it
crazy.
was also like there's something more wholesome about it because it was unserious. It was all
Well,
nonsense.
Right.
It's unserious. It also is fucking punk rock, man. You're just like doing whatever you want. All like that's what I
Yeah.
liked about it. Is it just was like, yeah, I'm gonna take all these IPs from these different companies and I'm gonna make them suck each other's dicks. And there's literally nothing you can do about it.
Right.
You can't take it down. You can't.
Yeah, and it was just like user like Chad7896 Dick, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, the
whatever.
name- There's fun games on there too, man. Miniclip had good games.
Right.
Miniclip.com. Miniclip had one that was sick where it was just like you were just underneath a helicopter shooting it as
Yeah,
a guy. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm fully in my nostalgia era now, though, where I'm just looking back and I do think everything was better.
I think it might have been, man.
Yeah.
I think
90s were peak.
sports were pretty good.
Here's the thing, man. If
MABA.
if he would come out and be like, "Hey, we're gonna make America the '90s again," I'd be like, "Okay, let's see what that means."
Yeah.
It's great. Implies something different. If you give me a specific decade that we're gonna make it,
He's like, we're going into Iraq.
because now Matt, yeah, yeah, I was doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, hey.
getting out there.
What's up?
But no, man, I just and I think everyone feels this way. The reason everyone feels this way is it is what. When you were most people the happiest you've ever been in your life as a child, it is the stuff you remember. But like, dude, like Discovery Zone was sick, and we had like I like '90s style artwork too. Like it just was really in your face and like
No, like blue, that like turquoise, green, blue thing, and the pink.
and I think about and it's so weird, and my brain just keeps making all these like logic jumps of like or arguments for it, where it's just like pre era of us growing up, there wasn't enough choices,
Mhm.
and post us, there's too many. Where it's like satellite and cable was the perfect amount of television channels because you would have like 70 channels and they were telling you what was going to be on. And now with streaming, it's way too fucking much.
Yeah.
It's like insane, dude.
And you couldn't access all the channels too at times, you know. So if like some channels would be like blurred out, so like you forced to use your imagination about like what could be going on. Like there is some innocence. Now it's like if you're like 12 years old and you open up your TikTok, you're being shown like the most heinous shit, and you're like, it's not even new.
When I was a kid, it was like, what? Like, oh, it's late at night. I'm gonna turn on TV and catch one of those Girls Gone Wild commercials.
Oh yeah, dude. It
The
looks like I'm gonna
infomercials?
jerk off to this fucking infomercial
Yeah,
commercial.
that's-
Girls Gone Wild.
It's like a 30-minute commercial. It's
Well,
perfect.
yeah. Well, it's not. You would just go to. Here's things. Oh, it's Comedy Central and it's after 2 a.m. Every commercial is phone sex hotline. it was Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
My dad would come home late from work. He would come home at midnight, and I would fall asleep watching like South Park at like 11, and he would catch that shit being on, and he would be like, "What is this shit you're watching in the morning?" And I'm like, "I was asleep. It's nothing I could do. I mean, I was trying to stay up.
and I went to bed.
Just pass out.
You know how it is. Come
You know?
on.
Yeah.
No, it's so funny. Just I remember those Girls Gone Wild commercials were crazy, man. I was
Yeah,
like,
they were
this is-
lit.
I was like, they were. I've never
But
seen one of the
then now,
videos.
compared to what kids are capable of doing, like now you can go on Reddit. You can literally type in like "girl with blue eyes whose eyes are a little wonky
Are
with a
girls
short
finishing
elbow."
the job?
We've talked about girls finishing the job. Best porn in the
Yeah,
galaxy.
great. So, it's so funny because it's just like because I used to look at porn on Tumblr because there was something magical about Tumblr when they used to have a ton of porn where you could type in Tumblr, the type of porn you wanted to watch, and then you would go to someone's Tumblr page, and it literally was like artisanal. It was handpicked by one person.
Yeah.
Every video that they liked in this era, and so it's
a playlist.
It literally is like it's true. It really did. It felt like they had made a mixtape for my dick.
Yeah.
and it was and it was like truly incredible. And then Tumblr doesn't understand user base at all, and so they got rid of it. Like lost 90% of people, and the only 10% that stayed were like asexual queer people that were just on Tumblr to make brony fan art and stuff. And so then I switched to Reddit, and then it's like, and then you go to the subreddit, which is just too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many cooks, but it is pretty fun because there's we were talking about like what subreddits we would go to, and then like I think I jokingly brought up our girl is finishing the job, and he was like, "Yeah, go to that one too."
I think we like said it in unison.
Yeah.
It was like crazy.
What is that one?
Our
It's
girls
like,
finishing
I think
the
it's
job.
like one of the most popular Reddit
Okay.
porn threads.
It's literally
or
just
something.
women just doing
Just-
it,
okay.
finishing it.
Finishing it.
They,
Yeah.
But I also want to see them starting the job. That's my issue.
Yeah, but you should
So
start
why
that.
they're doing the job?
Girls starting the job. That'd be the.
Is
the
it should it be a
funniest
girl's job?
Well, I'm
or
one of the
should it
few-
be a guy's
yeah,
job?
I'm one of the-
Are
I'm one
they
of the-
getting paid equally?
I'm one of the
Yeah.
few. I think I felt like for a long time they used to, like one of the at this point it's hack jokes was like comics talking about how who wants to see the story in porn, like who wants to see that at the beginning, and I'm like, dude, I love the story.
Sometimes.
Yeah, dude.
it
I'm
really does it for me in a way about like I don't know
Yeah.
why, just being like
back when I
oh,
watched it.
how did
pre-pan-
she get in the washer machine?
yeah, yeah.
How did she get stuck?
Yeah, when I would watch it before I got married, it was it was a very
got married.
big thing, But
That's so funny.
I
Before you
do.
got married, got rid of porn.
yeah, now I got can't do it.
Yeah, our girl's finishing the job. Yeah, and there's a lot of the
You
name.
keep saying R. Oh, like R
Yeah,
slash.
R,
you're
yeah.
saying. Okay, I thought you were posing a question.
No, it's our girls.
yeah, I thought you were saying OUR.
No, it's
you
R.
are
Like,
our
like
girls.
the sub. Because that's what it is before the subreddits, right? The letter R. And
I think it's like R slash.
yeah, R
something,
slash.
Mm.
R slash.
I don't
girls
actually
thing.
understand how Reddit like works though. I always kind of avoided Reddit, and
Yeah.
then now I only have it because like when you Google something and then you click on a Reddit link and then
Yeah.
it tries to open the app. So
It's
I
Yeah.
it's scary how much Reddit does show up as the first result. Like
Yeah.
if you're like googling like how to
Reddit's
fix
great,
something,
man.
and then it's like
It's like
just
Wiki.
10 years ago, like a guy had a problem with his like Subaru.
I'll
or
look
something.
myself up on Reddit.
Yeah.
Mm.
I do that all
One
the
of the
time.
most viral videos I ever had of me was on Reddit, and I didn't even post it. And then
Yeah.
I kept getting DMs, people being like, "You know, you're going viral
It was
on
on
Reddit."
it was on our guys
Yeah,
finishing the
yeah,
job.
exactly. Yeah, it's like get this guy.
This guy sucking my dick looks just like Matt Wright.
Yeah.
I wonder if my dick looks like Matt Rice.
Yeah, he keeps.
Oh, that's true.
I
Is
gotta
it
see
small?
Matt
No,
Rice's
just kidding. I
dick.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I miss Newgrounds. I miss Flash art. It's gone.
That I don't know. I don't think.
Just in general, like the art style was as like so. All those videos were
Mhm.
made on Adobe Flash.
Oh, it's
and-
like stop motion basically.
Yeah, like well, no, it's not. It's just like it's just like a program to make it so like that look of stuff from the '90s and the early 2000s, like Happy Tree Friends, all that was made in computer programs called Flash.
yeah.
And then like 5 or 6 years ago, the internet was like, we're not supporting Flash video anymore,
Right.
and so people were like, we have to save the Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah. And then you look at like all these sites too. Like, you ever see how much like data your tabs are taking? Like on the thing. Like if you go to like Twitter or something like that, it'll be like it's like 200. But like then you see the data that like these files are. It's like 6 megabytes, and you're like, holy shit! The internet was like completely empty of data before, but now it's just like a cesspool of just.
It's too much stuff, man.
Yeah, and old people are like, we don't have entertainment anymore, so we just have like the news to just whatever. So they're fucked up too. So
fun.
Well, Phil, thanks for coming on the show, brother. This was fun.
yeah, no, this is
Like,
cool.
shoot the shit, hang out. It's fun. I think what I like most about the show is like whoever the guest is, it just really the vibe of the show completely changes. Because it's like,
Yeah.
because some people will come on and it'll be bits nonstop. Like we had Suzanne Lambert on and we were talking like just what's it like, we just actually, it was like felt more like a conversation. We had Caleb Elliott on, we both did Funny AF, that's mostly what we talked about. We've done impressions with some people have been riffs or whatever, and it just I don't know, that's the thing, is like trying to figure out exactly what this podcast is, and with every person I think I know what I've got it figured out, and I'm like no, this is just me and Phil hanging out for an hour.
Well, as the show grows and you have guests on who you don't know into like deeply, you know what I mean, it'll feel more like a podcast.
Yeah, I
but
know.
then we bring on somebody like Phil and we're just like, what's up, dude?
Yeah, what's
Well,
up, dude?
Emily was like, oh, do you know what you're gonna say? I'm like, I was like, I don't know. I mean, he knows I have kids and whatever. I was like, maybe we'll talk about it, but whatever. It's
We'll probably have Phil on again at some point. Maybe ask him a question.
Well,
we asked a couple.
I like porn and gambling. I'm pretty sure.
I have one question about
I was like,
before we wrap, what's the most money you ever made on a bet?
Crypto.
Crypto.
It's
Yeah, we
Bitcoin.
didn't even get into that. That's a bet that is still ongoing. But
What did you put in? I'm not going to ask you what you bought it at. I'm not going to ask you what you're at now because I don't think that's something you might want to share. But like, how much money was your initial crypto investment?
Good question. The one that I held on to was, I think, $1,400.
Okay, so $1,400 was the initial investment, and then dude, the funniest crypto thing I've ever seen. I don't know if I've talked about it on this podcast. I've talked about it on a bunch of stuff. It's like there's a photo of like from when Bitcoin first came out, and there was a Super Smash Brothers tournament at a GameStop, and someone had a photo of the prize pool, and it was like first place $100 cash. Second prize, $50 gift card to GameStop. Third place, 25 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
What would that be worth now?
25 Bitcoin is like 60 grand. Yeah, you'd be a millionaire probably.
But it's just
you'd be a millionaire.
But it's so funny to be like, that was the third place prize, and it was like, because that was when Bitcoin was like 5 cents or something like that. Just truly fucking stupid. I remember being in high school and people talking about it and be like, this is stupid. Like, I really thought it was like the dumbest shit of all time.
Emily thought I was the biggest dumbass because my friend had like bought a bunch or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, this is like going up. It's like this libertarian thing.
But this is how rich people get richer and can stay rich, is because to me, when it was at a point that like I could have invested or whatever, I didn't have the money to waste to do it. Like it is a bigger gamble.
Yes.
It's not a gamble for an Elon Musk to be like, yeah, I'm gonna put $20 million in this.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like a weird line where like if I was older, I don't think I would ever have put that much in it, because at that time I was like 20 something, and I'm like, I don't think I make this much in a paycheck.
Yeah.
Let alone putting that, but I had some belief in it, and whatever. But
Enjoy the ride. And you've reinvested over it. You're right. You've put
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It started.
Have you ever sold off?
I've only sold off one time.
Yeah.
And that was to buy my wife's engagement ring.
That's cool.
That's
was
pretty cool.
That's a good
yeah,
thing to do.
That's
it was
kind of
$1
the
million.
sweetest
No,
thing the
it was not. It was
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, full
But
circle.
yeah, thanks for coming on, Phil. This was fun, man. And
Yeah.
this will be my little plug here, but it's like I'll give you the shows that matter. June 25th, we need to sell tickets in Tempe, Arizona. Let's move those. July 8th, Richmond, Virginia. That show is going to sell out. There's like at this point like 20 tickets left, so please get those. We're not going to add a second show. And then July 9th, we're coming to Philadelphia. It's already doing good, but let's try getting close to a sellout there would be kind of incredible. But even if not, let's try to get it to like. Boom, if we can get it to like 150, 200 people, that would be unreal. And then July 15th, I'm in St. Louis. The 16th, I'm in Chicago. We're about half sold there. And then the July 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, in their small room. So buy tickets, come out. It's going to be a blast. Can't wait to have people come out and see the show. Phil, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you
Appreciate it.
guys.
We'll catch you next time.